Welcome everyone. Today is the day where I'll go through everything that went on during the Red Series. The Red Series was shot over the course of a month. I chose 4 models and I looked up different ideas and concepts to bring this Red Series to life. One of my favorite photographers, Lindsay Adler, loves the color red, and she did a whole series on red, so I thought it would be dope to do my own Red Series. So through this whole process, I created a mood board, I purchased some props, I did everything that I felt like I can do to embody this process. How I went about finding the inspiration for this process: I did Pinterest, I did Google search, I searched through others photographers' work, and bits and pieces from different places. I created a mood board and I went out to execute these looks. Some of the props that I purchased was fabrics. I went to different fabric stores. Some fabrics, they cost about $250, $275 per yard, so it can get a bit expensive. I maybe paid about $50, $60 for fabric. Another thing that I used to create the red room was this huge board from Home Depot. It was maybe 11 by 6 maybe. I purchased 2 of those boards and I wrapped them in Savage backdrop paper to create a red room. You will definitely see that in the behind the scenes footage. After you found your models, after you did your inspiration board, after you purchased your props, the next thing is to rent a studio. I mostly rent at BK Photo Studios. Those guys are amazing. I probably wouldn't go anywhere else. They have everything you need at their studio. After you finally rent your studio, you figure out what schedule works best for your models. I was working with 4 different models and I had to figure out, okay, should I shoot 2 models on one day or 1 model on a different day? And ultimately it was drawn out a little bit more than I wanted it to. So I think with this Gold Series, I probably will only do 2 models that schedule would work well with each other, because I want to get the content out fast without it being stretched out over a course of a month. The gear that I mostly used was the A7 III with an AED 400, 51-inch parabolic umbrella, and for my headshots I used the 105 macro by Sigma. I used Savage Universal Red for the backdrop paper, and that's pretty much it aside from the fabric. The fabric you can purchase at any fabric store. Some of my fabric is thicker than other pieces of fabric. Some of them have like more of a shinier feel to them, so it all depends on the look that you're going for. And you have to keep in mind that when you're using different fabrics, when the flash hits it, it will cause the shine in the fabric. So just be careful and be mindful of the fabric that you're using on shoot day. Before I get into the behind the scenes footage, there's a few things that I know I would have done differently. Number 1 is definitely work with models that have similar schedules, because once again, I don't like spreading out the course of this shoot over a month. I felt like I could have executed this in 2 weeks. So that's number 1, finding models that schedule work well with each other. The second thing I would have done differently is figuring out my budget. I felt like I spent more money than I expected on this Red Series, so maybe pricing things beforehand before actually going out and buying different things. And that's why I chose to release this Red Series project as I did. It's an early release concept to where people can purchase the project for $5 or whatever amount that they choose to, and it will help put money in my pockets to go and purchase more fabric, more backdrops, and different things for future series. So if I had to do another thing differently, it would definitely be budget, because things can get expensive. Releasing this project the way I did was really different from the way I've seen other photographers release work, and it wasn't a money grabbing kind of thing. It was just to figure out who my core community was. Aside from that, I really want to do an NFT kind of program, but a lot of people aren't hip to the NFT scene yet, so I felt like this was the next best thing. So by purchasing the early release of this series, you enter in a chance to come with me on the shoot, see everything that I'm doing behind the scenes, and if you need one-on-one help, is definitely a plus. So I feel like I'm going to start releasing more of my projects like this. And like I said, once again, it's not a money grab kind of thing. It's to assist in future projects. And that's basically it. I'm going to roll some behind the scenes footage. Thank you everyone that purchased the early release. Be safe, much love. Stay tuned for future projects, and thank you.